Welcome to Proofless, the true crime podcast that ventures into the heart of America's most perplexing, unsolved mysteries. Cases where the evidence is scarce, the leads are frustratingly elusive, and the truth remains just beyond reach. I'm your host, Anna Berger, and this is the 9th episode of Proofless, where we unravel stories that haunt families, challenge investigators, and captivate true crime enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into a case that combines a mysterious disappearance, a deeply troubled marriage, and a series of tragic events that have left a family shattered and a nation searching for answers. The 2009 disappearance of Susan Powel, a 28-year-old mother of two from West Valley City, Utah, who vanished under suspicious circumstances, leaving behind a trail of cryptic clues and a husband whose behavior raised red flags. While her case is presumed a murder, the lack of a body and definitive evidence keeps it in the realm of the unsolved. This is a story of love, betrayal, and a relentless quest for justice. So, settle in for a deep dive into a mystery that continues to grip and perplex. Let's set the scene. It's December 2009 in West Valley City, Utah, a suburban community about 10 miles southwest of Salt Lake City. Known for its family-friendly neighborhoods, Mormon majority culture, and proximity to the Wasatch Mountains, West Valley City is a place where people value faith, community, and stability. Susan Powel, née Cox, is a 28-year-old mother, wife, and vibrant presence in this world. Born in Alamogordo, New Mexico, Susan grew up in a close-knit Mormon family, the daughter of Chuck and Judy Cox, with 3 sisters. She's warm, creative, and devoted to her faith, with a knack for making people feel loved. A cosmetologist by trade, Susan works at a local salon, but her true passion is her family. Her 2 young sons, Charlie, age 4, and Braden, age 2, and her role as a stay-at-home mom. She's known for her organizational skills, her love of crafting, and her commitment to her church, where she teaches Sunday school and sings in the choir. Susan is married to Josh Powel, a 34-year-old insurance adjuster and real estate enthusiast. The couple met at a Mormon singles event in Puyallup, Washington in 2000 and married in 2001 at the Portland, Oregon Temple. Josh, with his boyish charm and entrepreneurial spirit, seemed like a good match for Susan's outgoing personality. They moved to West Valley City in 2004, buying a modest home at 6254 West Sarah Circle, a quiet cul-de-sac. To outsiders, the Powells appear to be a typical Mormon family, attending church, raising their boys, and hosting barbecues. But behind closed doors, their marriage is unraveling. Susan's journals, later obtained by police, reveal years of tension. Josh's controlling behavior, his financial recklessness, and his emotional distance. He's racked up credit card debt, struggled to hold a steady job, and clashed with Susan over parenting and religion. Susan, determined to save her marriage for her sons, seeks counseling through their church, but Josh refuses to participate. By late 2009, Susan is considering divorce. She confides in friends that Josh has become increasingly erratic, refusing to attend church, isolating her from family, and making veiled threats. She's been squirreling away money in a safe deposit box, preparing for a possible exit. Despite these struggles, Susan remains devoted to Charlie and Braden, filling their lives with love and stability. On December 6th, 2009, the Powell household seems to follow its usual routine. Susan attends church with the boys while Josh stays home. That evening, a friend, Giovanna Owings, visits for dinner around 5 p.m. Susan, feeling ill, goes to bed early while Josh and the boys make s'mores. Giovanna leaves around 8:30 p.m., noting that Susan was resting, but seemed okay. This is the last confirmed sighting of Susan Powel. The next morning, December 7th, Susan doesn't show up for work at her salon, and the boys aren't at daycare. A coworker, worried, calls Susan's phone, but it goes to voicemail. She contacts Josh, who says he took the boys camping overnight at Simpson Springs, a remote desert area 70 miles west of West Valley City, and claims Susan was home when he left. The coworker, alarmed, calls Susan's parents, who contact the West Valley City Police Department. Officers arrive at the Powell home around 10 a.m., finding it empty. The front door is unlocked, Susan's purse, phone, and keys are inside, and her van is in the garage. There's no sign of a struggle, but a wet spot on the living room carpet, cleaned with a fan blowing on it, raises suspicions. Josh returns home around noon with Charlie and Braden, claiming he'd taken them sledding after camping. His story is odd. He says he left Susan sleeping at 12:30 a.m. to take the boys on a spontaneous camping trip in sub-zero temperatures, despite a blizzard warning. The police, led by Detective Ellis Maxwell, treat Susan's disappearance as a missing persons case, but Josh's behavior quickly makes him a person of interest. He's evasive, offering conflicting details about his camping trip, and seems unconcerned about Susan's absence. He claims she might have gone to visit a friend, but her friends and family insist she'd never leave her boys. The police search the Powell home, finding Susan's purse with her ID, credit cards, and a note expressing fear of Josh. "If I die, it may not be an accident, even if it looks like one." The note, written months earlier, sends chills through investigators. They also discover that Josh rented a Ford Focus on December 8th, driving it over 800 miles in 2 days before returning it, a detail he can't explain coherently. GPS data from the car is inconclusive, but it suggests he traveled far beyond Simpson Springs. The case explodes into a national story, with Susan's face, a smiling, radiant mother, plastered across CNN, Fox News, and Nancy Grace. The Cox family, led by Chuck and Judy, rallies the community, organizing searches across West Valley City, nearby deserts, and the Great Salt Lake. Volunteers comb the snowy landscape, while divers search canals and reservoirs. Tips flood in, sightings of Susan in Las Vegas, Denver, even Canada, but none are verified. The police focus on Josh, whose story unravels. Witnesses at Simpson Springs say no one was camping there during the blizzard, and Josh's claim of sledding is dubious. There's no snow gear in his van, and the boys are dressed in light clothing. A search of the Powell home reveals bleach bottles, a box cutter, and a life insurance policy on Susan worth $1.5 million, with Josh as the beneficiary. His computer shows searches for how to hide a body and how to dispose of evidence, dated weeks before Susan's disappearance. The investigation takes a darker turn when Charlie, age 4, tells a daycare teacher, "My mom is dead." He later says he saw his mom in the van during the camping trip, but she didn't come back with us. Braden, age 2, draws disturbing pictures of a car with 3 people, saying, "Mommy's in the trunk." The boys' statements are inconsistent, likely influenced by their young age and trauma, but they intensify suspicions. The police search Simpson Springs, finding a charred patch of ground but no human remains. They also trace Josh's rental car to Ely, Nevada, a mining town 200 miles away, where a witness reports seeing a man matching Josh's description near an abandoned mine. A 2011 search of the mine yields nothing but adds to the speculation that Josh disposed of Susan's body in a remote location. Josh's family becomes a complicating factor. His father, Stephen Powell, a domineering figure from Puyallup, Washington, moves Josh and the boys to his home in August 2010, claiming it's to protect them from media scrutiny. Stephen, a devout but eccentric Mormon, has a disturbing obsession with Susan, revealed later through his journals, which contain explicit fantasies about her. The Coxes, fighting for custody of Charlie and Braden, accuse Stephen of enabling Josh's behavior. In September 2011, Stephen is arrested for possession of child pornography and voyeuristic images of Susan, taken without her knowledge. The discovery shocks the Coxes and shifts focus to the Powell family's dysfunction. Josh, now living in Puyallup, is declared a person of interest in Susan's disappearance, but not charged, as police lack a body or direct evidence. The case takes a tragic turn on February 5th, 2012. During a supervised visitation with Charlie and Braden, Josh locks out a social worker, sets his Puyallup home on fire, and kills himself and the boys with a hatchet and carbon monoxide poisoning, The murder-suicide devastates the Coxes and eliminates the best chance for answers about Susan. Autopsies confirm the boys' deaths as homicide and Josh's as suicide. A note found in the wreckage reads, "I'm not going to let them take my boys." The fire destroys potential evidence, though police recover a hard drive with more incriminating searches by Josh, including how to kill and get away with it. The Coxes, heartbroken, believe Josh killed Susan to avoid divorce and financial ruin, then killed the boys to prevent them from revealing the truth. The West Valley City Police, under Chief Buzz Nielsen, classify Susan's case as a presumed homicide but struggle with the lack of a body. They search landfills, mines, and deserts across Utah and Nevada using ground-penetrating radar and cadaver dogs, but find nothing. In 2013, a tip leads to a search of a storage unit Josh rented in West Valley City, revealing women's clothing and a knife with possible blood traces, but DNA testing is inconclusive. The FBI, involved due to the interstate nature of Josh's rental car trips, analyzes his phone records, showing calls to burner phones in Nevada and Idaho, but the leads go cold. Susan's journals, provided by the Coxes, paint a chilling picture. Josh's controlling nature, his refusal to pay bills, and his threats to make her disappear if she left him. The case becomes a true crime phenomenon. The 2013 book If I Can't Have You by Greg Olson and Rebecca Morris details Susan's story, drawing millions of readers. The Oxygen series, The Disappearance of Susan Powel, 2019, and the podcast Cold by Dave Cawley, 2018 to 2020, bring new attention with interviews from Chuck Cox, Detective Maxwell, and Susan's friends. Online, Reddit's A. Susan, Powell, and web sleuths dissect Josh's actions, with many convinced he dumped Susan's body in a Utah mine or incinerator. Alternative theories include Stephen Powell's involvement, given his obsession, or a connection to a local sex trafficking ring, though no evidence supports these. Some speculate Susan ran away to escape Josh, but her devotion to her boys and lack of financial activity make this unlikely. The Cox family becomes a beacon of resilience. Chuck and Judy, now in their 70s, established the Susan Cox Powell Foundation, advocating for domestic violence victims and missing persons. They offer a $50,000 reward for information leading to Susan's remains, still active as of July 2025, per a Deseret News report. The case reshapes West Valley City, where residents push for better domestic violence resources. Utah passes Susan's law in 2013, requiring police to prioritize missing persons cases with suspicious circumstances. Advances in genetic genealogy offer hope, with Susan's DNA in CODIS, but without a body, progress is slow. In 2024, the Coxes fund a private search of a Nevada mine, but it yields no results. The emotional toll is crushing. Chuck tells 2020 and 2023, "We lost Susan, Charlie, and Braden, but we'll never stop looking for her." The case remains proofless due to the missing body, inconclusive evidence, and questions about whether Josh acted alone or had help. Did he kill Susan in their home and dispose of her in the desert? Was Stephen or another accomplice involved? The tragedy of Susan Powell lingers, a wound without closure. That's all for the 9th episode of Proofless. Susan Powell's disappearance is a heartbreaking mystery that exposes the dark side of a seemingly perfect life. If you have information, contact the West Valley City Police or visit susanpowellfoundation.org. Share your thoughts on our website or social media, and join us next time for another journey into the unknown. Until then, keep searching for answers.